What's going on, people? Mike C-Town here. I'm going to do a quick video on my record store day findings. Honestly, I didn't get a whole bunch of records. I like the whole idea of record store day. I like the experience of record store day. There's not always a whole lot of records on that day that I really have to have. And this year was no different. There was a good chunk of stuff that I wanted, but not a whole lot. Not a whole lot of stuff that, if I didn't get it, I was going to be like, really upset. But I'll go ahead and give you a little bit of background about my day. Record store opened at about 10. I got to my record store around 9 maybe. And of course the line was down the street and around the corner, which I pretty much expected. However, I didn't really expect to be in line for a full 3 hours before I got inside. Now, of course, a lot of you will say, well, why did you stay in line so long if you didn't want to stay in line so long? Well, you stay in line for an hour, you figure you're close to the door, so you may as well, just wait it out. And then once that hour passes, it's just like, okay, well, I may as well just chill out. Then the next hour shows up, and you're like, well, it's been 2 hours. What's another 30 minutes? And then, of course, that turns into 3. And then whatever, you're inside. Fucking flippers. Let me take a minute to say, I get it. I understand why they do it, but I fucking hate you guys. I just hate the whole idea of being some fucking dickhead who sits outside of a record store just so they can go inside and buy up all of the releases that they know other people are standing in line to get, and then so they can go around and turn around and totally sell them for 3-4 times what they paid for them. It's a fucking asshole thing to do. You guys are complete and total dicks. I know this is judgmental and prejudiced, but fuck, man, 9 times out of 10 it's true. When you see some asshole that looks like fucking Milo from The Descendants, but he's dressed head to toe in fucking REI gear and goddamn Tivas, and he's coming out with Or he looks like a really fat version of Panama Jack. When those motherfuckers come out with 2 or 3 or 4 huge bags full of records, you know what the fucking deal is, man. You know what the deal is. I think it was last year when I wanted a copy of Ready to Die when they re-released that. I think that was last year. And Criminal didn't get that many copies. And I remember this one sorry sack of shit. The fucking guy, he was like 2 guys in front of me. I saw him. He was grabbing like copies of everything he knew was going to sell out. And he grabbed the last fucking copy of Ready to Die. And I'm looking at this fucking guy. This big, sloppy, Ron Jeremy looking motherfucker. With short ass fucking cargo shorts on, socks, and flip flops. You don't fucking listen to Biggie. You don't. You don't. Give me that fucking record. I'm sorry. I can't fucking stand flippers. I think you guys are dicks. And I think you guys are really ruining record store day for those of us who are just lame ass record nerds who save up money for months prior just so we can get the stuff that we love. And then you guys totally fuck us. So anyway, yeah. When I finally got inside my favorite record store, Criminal Records, I was actually able to pick up the things that I wanted the most. So I'll show you those. The first one I'm going to show you, this is the Christian Death, the Edward Colver edition. To be honest, this was actually the top thing that I was looking to get. One of the top 2 things, actually. I think I misread the description of the record. I actually thought that it was a book that also included a record, but it's not. What it is, it's a 7-inch, and on the inside it has some of those classic Edward Colver pictures of the band. I'm a big, huge Roz Williams fan, so I was really looking forward to getting this because I thought it was a whole bunch of I thought it was a book full of like unpublished pictures, but like I said, it's just not. It also comes with this poster, and I'm not trying to be a dick or anything, but even the fucking poster is really not that cool. It's just like, I don't know. All you fucking super goths can hate me, get pissed off, call me a poser or something. I don't know, but I just wasn't super stoked on this once I got it. It's on white vinyl, which is kind of cool. Has Cavity, First Communion, an alternate version that I don't really see as being that different enough to own this, and then side 2 is Lord's Prayer, which they could have at least, if they weren't going to make a book or give you a lot more pictures, they could have at least given you a couple more songs. I don't know. That was one of the main things I get, and has to be also the biggest disappointment of my day. So yeah, there's that. The next thing I got, this was actually the other top thing that I really, really had to get. Which most of you guys will probably find this lame, but I don't fucking care. This is the Childish Gambino Because the Internet record box. This is actually pretty fucking cool, man. Let me show you. It's like a sleeve. It's and if you open it this way, you have the sorry, let me move my cat. She's being a freak right now. Faith, come on. Alright, so yeah, the records are in these little sleeves. It's a double vinyl. But the cool thing is this book that's inside. What this is the actual screenplay that, no, I still have not fucking read. For all of you guys that keep asking me, I will read it, I swear. I'm just lazy. And motherfucking goons don't read, y'all. Goons don't read, goddamn. Make this shit into a goddamn movie. I watch that shit, goddamn. You know what I'm talking about? This is really neat. Like, I don't know if you can see that in the camera, but it says because the internet down the spine when you, or the pages when you close them real tight. And then if you, oh, you're not gonna be able to see this. I know you're not. But if you, yeah, you can kind of see that. Anyway, whatever. This is the script that he wrote that goes along with the goes along with the album. So yeah, anyway, really cool, man. I forgot to mention also the that Christian Death record was limited to 2,500 copies, which isn't, you know, it's not that limited of a number, especially for something like that. So I'm sure if you really want it, you can go find it pretty easy. And this is actually limited to 5,000 copies. So yeah, this was one of my favorite albums of 2013. So it was really nice to be able to pick this up on this limited pressing here. Next record I'm going to show you. This is the Waylon Jennings, Shooter Jennings, Fenixon, whatever. I didn't really know too much about this before I bought it. I just knew that it was the only recording supposedly of Waylon and Shooter together, and it was recorded in 1996. So I assumed it was going to be some really interesting outlaw-ish country until I actually read a few things on it, and it said it was Waylon and Shooter over industrial music. So I was like, all right, that sounds like it's going to be absolutely fucking terrible, which means I need to own it. So I bought it. I haven't listened to the whole thing yet. I listened to a couple tracks, and it's really, really, really fucking weird. I'm not sure that it's weird in the way that I like yet. Give me some time, and I'll be able to figure that out. White vinyl. Next record I'm going to show you. This is Joy Division, Ideal for Living. I really wanted to get a copy of this because I didn't have a physical copy. I have the songs, of course, as every pseudo-goth / ex-goth / current goth / Joy Division fan has. Pretty cool. Nothing super special about the layout or anything. It's just a nice pressing of what are newly cut masters of the old songs. And for those of you that aren't familiar with this, this is their very, very first released recordings under the as a band. And it's a lot more punk sounding. They hadn't quite come into that stale sound that they had. But yeah, this is a really cool record. I'm not sure what this is limited to. I think when I read somewhere online, it was something like 7,500 copies, which means it's not limited at all. But yeah, Joy Division, Ideal for Living, great shit. Next record I'm going to show you. This is David Lynch, The Air is on Fire. This is a fucking amazing record. It's also not really limited, I don't think. It's just, it was released on Record Store Day. What this is this was the audio companion to an art exhibit that David Lynch did. All the music composed on here is done by David Lynch and this man named Dean Hurley, who worked with him also on Dark Night of the Soul and Crazy Clown Time. But yeah, this is a fantastic album. Probably my favorite thing that I got on Record Store Day. It sounds kind of like something like Nurse with Wound would do, or maybe even like some of those early Current 93 releases that were like soundtracks, like Faust or I Have a Special Plan for This World. But yeah, this is just awesome, ambient, super dark music. Amazing. Believe it or not, those are the only records I got on Record Store Day. So let me show you the other stuff that I got that were not Record Store Day releases, but I just happened to get them on Record Store Day. So after Record Store Day, later on the day, I went to a potluck, and this guy was getting rid of a bunch of his records for super cheap. So I'm flipping through, and first one I came across was this. This is Aesop Rock's Bazooka Tooth. Now this is not the re-release. This is the original on Def Jux. Not that this is super rare or anything, but it's pretty cool. You don't really see too many dudes that just have this sitting around anymore. This is the record that actually introduced me to Aesop Rock. And it's still one of my favorite Aesop albums, you know? I love his flow on this. I loved his delivery. And there's just some of my favorite songs. Of course, No Jumper Cables. Super Fluke, Cook It Up. Man, that's my shit. That's my shit. That's my shit. Watch out, ladies, cause you know he don't love you. Bazooka Tooth is one bad motherfucker. He a low-life pimp with a low-life game. He needs a no-life dame with a strobe-life brain. That's my shit. No ring on the finger. Ain't no strings attached. But if you love television and manic depression, get a carton of cigarettes. And we can make it happen. Get to macking. That's my shit. Whew. I'm going in alphabetical order, but you know what, man? Fuck that shit. I'm saving this shit to last because, man, I'm so stoked on this. Anyway, this one is High Functioning Flesh. This is one of the guys that I talked to a lot at the record store. His name's Chris. He does this label, DKA. He was just like, you need to buy this. He always recommends me great stuff there. I've found some awesome records thanks to him. This is his own label, and he was like, dude, I know you're gonna love this. He was like, this is the most proud I am of any release we've done. So, I mean, even if I wasn't gonna love it, I want to support his label because he's a great guy. He always, like I said, puts me on to other music that I would otherwise not hear of. So fuck it, man. It was only like $13. I was like, throw it on top, man. But I got home. This fucking record is fantastic. It's like super dark, noisy, industrial. I don't know how to describe it really. It's like a mixture of like Throbbing Gristle with like Wumpscut mixed with like some dark wave-ish type stuff. If you like those kind of bands, like it's very beat driven, but at the same time it's still dark and it's jangly and it's kind of ugly sounding, but it's produced really well. Amazing. You can actually I think you can order this online. I believe this is only limited to 350 copies, but trust me, if you like minimal wave, if you like dark wave, if you like just old school industrial, if you like maybe some of the better Psychic TV stuff, I feel like you'll probably dig this. So yeah, look for this if you can. And support great underground indie labels that are doing good music that they really care about. That's really important. Next record I'm going to show you, this is The Roots, Phrenology. This is another record I got from that dude's collection that he was getting rid of. This is not my favorite Roots album, but I still like it a lot. It's a really upbeat album, upbeat sounding at least. It's got these jazzy drums and a lot of really interesting instrumentation. If you haven't heard this, you should pick it up. I'm sure the vinyl's not very hard to find, but as you guys know, I typically don't like hip-hop on vinyl, so either way, you know, whether you get it on vinyl or you get it on CD, you should definitely own this album because The Roots are fucking amazing. I have saved the best for last. I need to give me a sip before I even talk about this shit. Hold on. Are you seeing what this is? Are you seeing what this is? Are you seeing what this is? At the Gates, Slaughter of the Soul. This is seriously one of my favorite albums. If I had to make a top 10 favorite albums, not metal albums, this would have to be in there. This record to me is perfect. It's on par with Carcass's Heartwork when it comes to melodic death metal. I think Carcass Heartwork is perfect. I think this album's perfect. I can't say which one I like better because I think they're both perfect. I did not expect to see this in that dude's stack of shit that he wanted to get rid of. And here's the thing, he didn't rip me an asshole with selling this to me. He was just like, you know, hey, give me this amount. I won't say how much, but he's like, just give me this amount. I was just blown away, like fucking blown away. I didn't even open it when I got it. I got it home and I just put it on my coffee table and I just sat there and stared at it and I was like, I cannot believe I own that now, you know? And then something said, let me just take a look at the insert because I'd never seen a vinyl copy of this in my life in person ever. So I opened it up and I'm like, oh man, cool little insert, you know, just like the CD basically. Then I actually decided to look at the vinyl. This is fucking orange vinyl. Let me tell you something about this. This is not easy to find, this record. This is very, very rare. I want to say I've seen one copy, maybe two copies on Discogs. And they were selling upwards of like over $200. Again, this is one of my all-time favorite albums, and I can't say how unbelievably stoked I am to actually own this copy. This might be one of my now prized possessions. And not because it's worth money, because it's a rare format of one of my favorite recordings ever made. So yeah, I'm still just absolutely in awe by this. I'm gonna show y'all motherfuckers one more time. Look at this shit, man. This is, man. And if you're sitting out there and you don't know what this album is, then please turn my video off and go to YouTube and type in Slaughter of the Soul, Blinded by Fear. And you are going to hear one of the best melodic death metal songs ever written. I love this album, man. I can't say enough how much I love it. So that's it for my Record Store Day purchases, along with some other things that I got that were not Record Store Day purchases, but I got them on Record Store Day. Be sure to leave some comments with the stuff that you got. I'm actually curious. And that's it. As you know how we do in these motherfucking streets. Thank you for living. Thank you for loving. Thank you for being you. Peace, bitches.